What's up, chat? We've got some ambient house, whatever. I don't know. What do you call this, Tony?
I don't know. Some like, liquid.
Yeah,
type
EDM
shit.
jazz.
Yeah.
Nice.
Kind
Well,
of
it's
like
just
kind
us.
of jungly, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, it is a little jungly. I'm hearing that. And like the like, what do you call those, triplets or whatever?
Yeah. This one not specifically, but there is a lot of that like liquid drum and bass type shit in this game for sure.
Well, shit, chat. It's just us. So I'll talk about this. So we're playing Echo Point Nova today. The point behind playing Echo Point Nova is I want to look at the game and talk about what they did really well and what they didn't do so well, and how, as a game developer or like designer, you can kind of like fall into these traps, and why design is important, I guess. I think that's probably the angle I want to go for. Echo Point Nova does do some things really well. It's cool. It does some other things not so great. The first thing I want to point out is, what is an Echo Point and which one is Nova? I'm pretty sure they never answer that. It's just some words, right? Like, I'm guessing
I may have read that it's like maybe the name of the planet or something like that. I mean, you could try to like maybe pay more attention to the story as you're playing. Chat, for what it's worth, I kind of blasted through this game in a couple of days about a week ago because I just randomly found it and thought it looked fun. And kind of agree with a lot of Vince's takes on it, but I did enjoy it enough to kind of like finish it up, and I, did all of the scans and got all the weapons and stuff. So
I do want to clarify that when I'm critical of this game, it's not because I think it's a bad game. I don't think it is, especially for an indie. It's great.
Solo dev too.
Yeah,
so, yeah,
that's great. The points of criticism I have come from like a AAA developer with a huge fucking team of like 1,000 people, and like how you get to the point where it's really easy as a designer to sort of paint yourself into a corner, and it's why vision matters. I think that's the thing I probably want to focus on, is like, I think the biggest thing that hurts this game is it appears, and I'm trying to be respectful to the developer. I'm not saying this as like, you're a fucking idiot. That's not what I mean at all. So if you ever watch this and you're wondering like why I'm saying the things that I'm saying, they might make sense to you. But obviously it'll all be in hindsight because your game's already out there.
And the game has been fairly successful from what I can tell. So
hey, Anna. Yeah, absolutely. So Anna, we're doing Echo Point Nova. And I'm going to talk about what I like about it and what I don't like about it. There's definitely some tie-ins to Hyperskate as well. But Hyperskate is pure VR and different. Like we've explicitly made certain choices in development of Hyperskate that you can tell they didn't do in Echo Point Nova. And I think it hurts the game a little bit. And when I say hurts, it doesn't mean that the game is bad. It just leads to kind of a like disjointed, wonky experience in some situations. So the first thing I said, Anna, was like Echo Point Nova. What does that name mean? Right? So when we were talking about Hyperskate, and we even threw it out there for like a bunch of people to give us name suggestions and whatnot, we went through probably a list of like 30 names. And then we realized we just like Hyperskate. We think that's the best name.
Hyperskate was like the code name that we came up with day one. Yeah.
Yeah. And the code names are kind of a funny thing. And the reason why you pick a code name isn't necessarily because you need to hide what you're making. I mean, we don't. We're not big enough. But the whole point of a code name is to give yourselves on the team a name to call something that you don't like, that you know you will change later, because you don't know what your game is at the very beginning. Even with a strong vision, you can get into a space of like, well, I called it this, so I'm making it this. And that's not a good thing. You wanna not be like married to the names that you put into a thing, because it will change over time and become this completely different project. And you might find like, hey, we set out to, make this certain experience, but we've had a lot more fun going in this direction, and we're just going to keep moving in that direction. And then you'll find that like your name doesn't make any sense anymore. So
And I will say we're doing the opposite of everything that he just said, but
yeah,
I think when we picked the name Hyperskate, it was very intentionally like, yeah, that probably won't be it when we ship, so that's fine for now. And then it just
we love it,
unfortunately has been
honestly.
kind of appropriate. So
Yeah, and
yeah.
the game feels like Hyper Skate. You know, you're like, this is unrealistic and crazy, but that's what makes it really fucking cool. So yeah, you know, you're skating, surfing, like we thought like Hyper Surf too, and like some riffs on surfing, but surfing sounded weird. I don't like the phonemes in it. The hard consonants in skate just sound better. So anyway, I think Hyper Skate sounds good. So that's why we went with that. So Echo Point Nova. If I try to break it down, I think about like it's a little bit military, you know, operatory, you know, you're like going NATO alphabet, Alpha Bravo Charlie, you know, Delta, like Echo, right? Like that maybe that's where they were going, but Nova is not. It's November. So I don't know what a point is in this. So maybe you're
Would you
talking
like
about
me
like
to read you the synopsis?
what's that?
Would you like me to read you the synopsis that the developer wrote?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. So it says, you play as an explorer with exceptional combat skills who crash lands on a mysterious planet. This planet is dominated by a ruthless mercenary force exploiting ancient technology to craft devastating weapons. Pursue the main quest to dismantle their operations or explore the world at your own pace.
So it doesn't even. Did you read anything in the game that explained why it was called Echo Point Nova?
It kind of comes across like that's what the characters like group designated this planet when they were doing some sort of like space exploration or something, and then they like crash landed there. And so like that was just like, you know how they call it like LV 426 or whatever
Yeah.
in Aliens, like it's kind of like the same type of shit, I think, basically. So it's just like the name of the planet.
I just had an idea. Maybe it's like in the headcanon for the dev, their like sensor systems return echoes, and that's how they, you know, identify things. And the return of the echo point that was this planet is called Planet Nova.
I'm gonna
So
say
anyway,
more like lore, but yeah, that's
it's
interesting
very
to kind
loose.
of hear like from the dev's mouth, because we've had to write kind of that same blurb for Hyperskate, and Vince has been kind of like iterating on that for months, honestly. So it's just, yeah, that's an important thing. It is, you know, you're telling people what you think your game is.
So yeah, I think that's the point I was trying to make. I don't know what kind of game Echo Point Nova is. I assume it's going to be, just off the name, I assume it's going to be some kind of like a tactical shooter, because those are all kind of like military adjacent words. You know, that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's why I was saying, you know, NATO alphabet in the it's just, it's a little weird. And I think if they thought about it a little bit more, they could have tied that in. Even just saying what I said, maybe an echo point is like a sensor return signature, and this particular echo point is called Nova, and that's the planet Nova, right? Like, but then the title should be Echo Point Nova, because they're talking anyway. It doesn't matter. So one piece of criticism there. I don't know what kind of game it is just based off the title. Hyperskate, you know what it is. That obviously doesn't hold true for a lot of games, but I think that was kind of the older way in early game development. And then as we got into modern game development, people got really abstract with names, and they just started playing with stuff almost like punk bands in the 90s. Like Blink 182 doesn't fucking mean anything, you know? I'm sure that they have an explanation for it, but just off the rip, it doesn't fucking mean anything, you know? So those are just kind of my thoughts on this. So I played a little bit with Tony, so this isn't a fresh, brand new. What's up, RPM? Grammar, never heard of it. Yeah, I'm not necessarily speaking about grammar, just more like as a player, what would this mean to me, and like what does it make me think of, you know? But yeah, I think you're right in your assessment there. Like, just think a little bit about the words you're using, right? And like why they matter. Tony, what was grapple? G? No.
Q?
R? Q? Yeah, there we go. All right, sweet. Immediately went upside down.
Yep, that'll happen. So yeah, this game is Unreal Engine 4, and basically just uses the default Unreal movement system with a bunch of, you know, logic and stuff built on top of it.
Do you remember where the starting area was, Tony? And I can just go over there. I
It
assume it's probably
is going to
back
be
here,
like
right?
there. Yeah, definitely.
And gray means I did everything, or there's still something to do.
Gray means that you can go back to it because you visited it. And when it's green, that means you've collected all of the stuff that is there.
Okay. So I just went back here so that you guys can see what the very beginning of the game is like, because I think that's probably a
the
little
red
important.
part.
This is too far back, isn't it?
This is the start. So that's your ship that you just came out of, the red tube. So
Got
if you
it.
were to like just start the game, you'd be coming out here, you'd get your first gun, you'd get your hoverboard, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
Okay, so I like the agility orb design. There's these little collectible green balls at every single one of these points on the map. So if you look, like, see, I just got that one, so now it's green. So that fulfilled it. So Gray told me there was that green orb I didn't get, but I digress. The green orbs are cool because as you build them up, in the upper left, I have agility 1, right? So that meter fills, and when it fills all the way up, I get another mobility perk. So it might be another jump, it might be another grapple, it might be more speed, it might be jump height, something like that, right? That's cool. I think that's really good. What's up, Artificial Sky? Top left. That's right, RPMSS. Were you quoting Shaun of the Dead, I hope? It probably means nothing for them. Yeah, I think you're right on that, Anna. And that's okay, but I think attention to detail really matters in games. That's what makes them more immersive, more compelling to a player. It's that secret sauce stuff that players are like, you don't even think about, but when you have more of those details in the game, it lets you stay in the game universe and enjoy the experience more. When you have things that remind you of the real world, they pull you out. That's called suspension of disbelief. And suspending your disbelief is very important for a lot of storytelling and a lot of entertainment activities, because as an audience member, you need to be immersed in it. You need to be like, this is the thing I'm doing. That's what makes you have fun and enjoy it and have a good time. So I do have
each of the blue like location marker pin things, that's a waypoint. So if you get close to those, then you get a fast travel point.
Yeah, and of course I land right next to that turret and get shot in the face.
It may be worth, when you're safe, to checking out your perks, because I want to say we unlocked some stuff last time right before the end of the session, and I don't know if we applied them.
Good call. Yeah. I'm gonna use this shotgun. I like the shotguns. So I will say the guns in this are really satisfying. They got a very good FPS feel.
Yeah, like if they were trying to make like Titanfall, like they got the gun part definitely very well done.
Like the guns look weird when you're watching someone play, but the feel is very satisfying. And you guys have heard me talk about game feel a bunch. And the way you make that work is like head tilt, screen shake animation of the character's arms. So let's fire this and see what happens. See how it pulled my crosshairs up just a little bit? So I'm going to aim at the bottom of this rock here when I fire. So now my aim is at the top of the rock. That's really important. That's the feel that makes the gun feel like it's powerful and it's like kicking, and like that's a good thing. You want that shit in your games. RPMSS says, I mean, the game does have military terms in the main stories about the military guy. Yeah, totally. The guns feel good. Wait till you get 20 perks on. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a few.
Look at your perks real quick and maybe take the suppressors off your guns, because I was looking into that before today, because I was like, maybe there's something that I don't understand. And for the most part, people seem to think the suppressors are kind of worthless. They do mean that you hit R while you're highlighting the gun. There you go. But they're saying that like when you're moving around really quickly, the suppressors can make it so that the enemies will lose track of you a lot more often, because they won't know where your shots are coming from. But I played without them for most of my playthrough, and it felt fine. So.
What about the BD versus the Eagle? Is that like Scar versus the AR?
Like yeah, I feel like I used the Scar more, but they're both pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Turn that shit off. Cool.
And then check your perks too. Yeah.
I don't have very many. I liked
Yeah,
Gunslinger.
So the ones with the blue labels are turned on right now, and then you have like 1 dot available, so you can't turn any other ones on, but you get more dots as you level up. Or as you find hats, which I thought was kind of a good design, because otherwise the hats maybe would just be kind of like a slightly pointless cosmetic item, but they actually benefit you. So
RPM, are you a big fan of Echo Point? How'd you find us? Just curious about that. Because I'd like to tell you a little bit about who we are and why we're even streaming and all that, and who the other voices that you hear. And all good. I will wait for your response on that. Auto 18. Okay, so new. Oh, well, that's fine. Oh my God, I drank way too many fluids. I got to pee again. This is like the 5th piss since this morning. We're going to hold it, chat. Kidneys be damned.
do you think that kind of like the design of you can only take so many hits? Like right now you have 6 hearts and they go quick. Like every time you get hit by a bullet, it takes 1 away. But the enemies, when you kill them, drop hearts. And so it kind of incentivizes you to like play aggressively, like Bloodborne to some extent, which feels good.
Yeah, Ultra Kill's got that vibe too.
Like the more you try to avoid the enemies, the more it actually ends up harming you in my experience, because you're farther away from heals.
Did that dialogue box just suggest I turn the crosshairs off?
I didn't read it.
Huh.
Oh, you can do a laser instead of crosshairs.
Interesting.
Yeah. Chad, I did see that there's a pretty solid VR mod. It's just through like the UE VR because this is an Unreal game, but it looks like this is fairly playable in VR. But I don't know how easy it would be, because when you're playing it right, you move so fast and you're constantly spinning around and going all over the place.
Tony, Artificial Sky enjoys my piss maxing. Oh God, what have I done there? Yeah, don't we all? Oh God, that was terrible. I might have to lower my sense a little. I think I had this turned up because I was playing laptop. Yeah, let's try that.
VR probably would not give me motion sickness so easily, to be fair, but I feel more like I would not be able to play the game very well because of VR. Like you need to do inhuman amounts of movement when you're playing on flat screen, usually, like spinning around and stuff like that.
Let's go down to 100. Oh my God, I may not be able to continue piss maxing. Oh, this is much better. Yeah, I might have to drain the old bladder, chat.
It's all good. You're probably in. I was gonna say you're probably in a good stopping point, and you're definitely not. I believe you can pause though, because you're in single player. So.
Bad. All right, we in a good spot where I can stop piss maxing? Yeah.
Yeah, just hit escape and open the menu.
Right back.
You're good. Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? I was telling him I felt like I could probably beat the whole thing after having done it once in, a 1-2 hour stream. We usually stream for 2 hours today. Um, but I wanted him to play it and experience it and comment on it a little bit. But yeah, I can imagine when you definitely know what you're doing, 18 minutes sounds about right. The hardest part going that fast, I imagine, just has to be like beating the bosses without a bunch of guns and upgrades, right?
All right, back.
Like, would you have to just rush the bosses with the starting? I guess they start you with like an AR pretty quick, don't they?
Who are you asking?
I'm just talking to RPM in chat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He was saying that we should hack into your computer, turn on multiplayer, and he'll join your game and beat it in 18 minutes.
Oh shit, that's cool. RPM, speedrun moderator for the game.
I didn't read that yet. Oh, okay.
Yeah, very cool.
Nice.
That's awesome. Well, I love that you're hanging out with us today and checking it out.
Problem with the run is collecting the artifacts. Okay.
So who we are, RPM is, so I'm Vince. Tony's the voice that you hear, the other voice. We started a game studio called Fractal Grove a year ago. We've been streaming for about, I think a year will be January. And we are making games in VR with Unreal. And our stream today is mostly about playing games, talking about game design, and hanging out with you guys. Our Wednesday stream is about game development, and we go through the process. Yesterday, Tony was making like a bunch of stuff in UE 5.5 using megalights and all that, and checking out the new technology so that we can apply that to our game Hyperskate. Tony, if you want to drop links in chat for RPM so you can see what we're working on, that'd be cool. Newest patch, Matt fixed the final perk so it doesn't make you as fast anymore, so it's less easy to launch across the map. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so what I wanted to talk about Echo Point Nova because I think they do some things really well and they do some things not so well. So in that vein, let's talk about combat and movement. Movement is really good and very fast. However, it doesn't lend itself super well to, for instance, like a sniper rifle, right? Like you don't really want to be zipping around super fast and sniping. So to solve that design choice, they chose to put in bullet time, which, what was it, Tony? E? I just don't have it turned on. I'm not using adrenaline. But yeah, you get, here, let's just turn it on so I can show you guys. Get rid of that. Turn on adrenaline. Okay, so now I'm in bullet time.
You got to charge your meter up by going fast until it's full.
Oh, it's the green meter on the bottom?
Green meter, yeah. There you go.
There we go. Okay. So now I hit bullet time. And so this is a way for me to be able to continue like being precise while being really fast. It's on a cooldown. Again, like I was saying, I feel like you really only need that for that gun. Like I don't need it for the other guns. So it's just a little strange. And I think that the way this game feels to me is like a bunch of cool ideas stuck together. And there's nothing wrong with that as long as they complement each other and help build into a cohesive experience and a cohesive vision. So this is, you guys have probably heard me talk about in game design language, soup for a design. And that's where you kind of like throw a bunch of different stuff into the pot, right? Or like a stew. And you get a bit of that in this game.
Can I let me read you this quote from Dev?
Yeah.
He did this interview about making this game, and so Vince has been saying kind of what he just said since we started playing this, and I didn't read this article right away, but it's just validating of Vince's read on game design, I think, because he says, the first thing to know is that I never really imagined the movement system in my head and then set out to build what I saw in my mind. The movement of Echo Point Nova is the result of just experimenting and tinkering with code. I never saw more than 1 or 2 steps ahead of me, and I was very improvisational and based what I was doing on what I thought would feel good as I play tested. There is some logic that can be found. If there is some logic that can be found, I think the kind of steps I took could be categorized in 4 ways. Search for inspiration, player physics, camera motion, VFX, and sound effects. So I'd bounce between each of these for a loop for about 3 years, and then the end result is Echo Point Nova. So he talks about how like his searching for inspiration is like he would just go play other games, and when he found mechanics or things that he thought were cool, he would like come back to this project that he was working on in Unreal and try to build them. And so that was like Titanfall sliding and like a good FPS controller, and it ultimately all just kind of got like mashed together into this game.
Yeah, and I think to that point, it shows. And I'm not trying to say that in like a negative way. I think that it's just kind of obvious that that's what he did. And you can definitely make games and ship them that way, but the game experience overall for the player is going to be better if you put more thought into it and more planning up front, right? Like you just get a little cleaner with those ideas and stay like true to your vision for the thing that you're trying to do. So to that end, if we talk about Hyperskate, like there's a reason why there's no shooting in Hyperskate. It's because we really want to nail the movement and like the exploration feel of the game. And we decided that we think shooting gets in the way of that. So we can definitely build shooting mechanics and guns and like things to shoot and stuff into the game if we want to, but we're purposely choosing not to at this point because we want to make the game experience very strong first. That doesn't mean we're not talking about other player verbs and other things that we want to do to incentivize the player, not incentivize, but give the player other options. That's what verbs are. So like,
and if you look at the way he moves around here, he can literally spin around 180 degrees in the air and like change his momentum and stuff that again would never be possible with real physics. And you kind of have to be able to do that because of everything that you have to be doing at once. You have to be going 500 miles per hour and shooting and navigating and identifying targets and stuff. And you just wouldn't like, one of the things we really tried to do in Hyperskate is make this like really tight hoverboard riding gameplay and stuff like that. And it would have to be less tight to allow for shooting as well. And that's kind of like the antithesis of what we're trying to do.
Yeah, and that's not to say you can't shoot and have fun. You definitely can, and you can get good at it, but they just don't complement each other as gameplay systems at first blush. So it can become a little like difficult and frustrating for newer players to be like, I got to get used to this. This is funky. And you can just get around that and make the experience more intuitive and natural with a better design up front. So if you instead of trying to improvise and be like, well, I like this, I'm going to stick this in my game, ask yourself why, and ask yourself, like, does that fit for your main experience? And that's what, if you guys ever heard talks from game devs, when they discuss pillars of design, that's what they mean. And the pillars are there to be a guiding light for you as you work on this project to understand like what you're aiming towards and what you're trying to build. Yep. It's very, very easy to get lost in dev and be like, well, this is really fun and I like making this and this is a cool thing. But does it really fit in the overall experience? You should just always be asking yourself those questions.
And the reason we're talking about this in the first place is precisely because we've talked about for a year, like it kind of feels like maybe there should be shooting in Hyperskate, but we don't know why or how, and we're not sure how it would be implemented. And stuff like this, when we saw it, kind of pointed to like, well, these are the reasons that we had the reservations about putting it in the first place, and it's kind of validating in a way. So.
Where's that guy shooting at me?
Oh yeah, you get this perk later on where when you ADS, you can see the enemies through the walls. That's probably one of my favorite upgrades in the game.
Awesome.
You definitely just got a collat on those guys with one shot too.
Yes, I did. That was awesome. On purpose. I was like, line them up. I only need one. Let's kill 3. Okay, so I already got that gun. I think that was the AR. Yeah.
Yeah, so if you look at the map, there are little like radar icons next to the spots that have a scan, and I believe it looks differently when you haven't completed the scan, maybe. But that just allows, because you can come back later and like do hard mode of the scans, but you have to.
So what am I? Do you know what I'm missing over here?
If you look on your radar, you see the green triangles.
Okay. So they're like
pointing
under
down,
me.
so they're below you. Yeah. And do remember that you can mine through just about any surface in the game.
All right, so I got one.
I'm
There's
running
one
to the
below
bathroom.
me.
I'll be right back.
Yep. Yeah, and RPM, if you want to like give hints and stuff, I'm totally cool with that. This is more like a game design, deep dive. Like that's the nature of what we're trying to do with the stream today. So I don't really care about spoilers or anything. It's not. Don't worry about that. Okay, where are you, you bastard? Lower. There's one. Yeah, no worries, bro. I appreciate that. The little islands have 2 agility orbs I missed. Yeah, I'm trying to go find those. That one is on the side of the island, a little platform. Okay. Yeah, I really appreciate you, being a part of the community for this game and spending your time with us. That's very cool of you, man. I hope you enjoy what we got going on and you like hanging out with us. We got a cool little community too. We got some homies in chat, some regulars, the 2 biggest supporters of the channel. They're awesome. We've got a Discord community that's decently active. Lots of creators in there, people who make music and games and art. And that's really the whole point of like what we're doing with Fractal Grove. I have a background in AAA game design. I worked on Destiny 2 for 5 years. So as we started our business, it was with the aim to try and do things better than the AAA guys do, especially because AAA is just fumbling so badly right now that we know that there's a space for us to really like take this risk and get out there. I've always felt very strongly that AAA did a very poor job of representation of like the developers and the team. And that's why we do live stream. We want to have, we want to take the risk of putting ourselves out there and opening the door for, our community to like talk with us and talk with the founders of the business about what we're making and why we're making it. And, just be here to communicate with you guys and be a part of the process. So that's our thing. Where the fuck are these things that I missed? I'm missing this shit. I don't see it on my radar either. I've been zipping around. It's like farther down here. Oh, there's a gold thing there. Okay, I'm inside some shit.
I think it might be inside that brick thing.
Yeah, we're going in. Okay, gold is on this level. Where'd it go? Oh, does it just mean I'm in here?
No, it should be like maybe in this next. It might be through the floor or something. Like sometimes you gotta dig.
Or above me?
I feel like this one should be kind of out in the open. This should just be like a chest. Goes below you now. Just try to like dig through the floor or something. Like it's slightly behind you still. Maybe in the pillars?
Right next to it, not on the floor. Okay. It's under some rubble. It's not out in the open. Right next to it, not on the floor. Okay.
Maybe that.
Oh, this thing. This thing. Nice, dude. Thank you.
Or maybe that rubble in the corner?
What?
That pile of rubble in the corner of the room over there.
This thing right here?
I think so.
Nice. Good call.
Nice.
All right, so we got perk point. Let's see. Did we get it? That was it. That was the last thing I needed for Wind Temple. Okay, so let's go to Depot now. See what we got over here.
So I think you got this chest, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get this hat though.
There's a hat, yeah.
Can't dig through the
metal. Yeah. Chat, this game has full ray tracing, which you don't see in too many games, especially made by one guy, but it looks pretty good. RPM says radar isn't accurate, but will put you within 20 meters.
Cool. Thank you. So the thing I'm missing is probably right in here. It's got to be through the floor.
Says it's up.
It's up.
Just dig through that, maybe? Or that might be metal, huh? It's probably up there.
On that?
Yeah, totally.
That looked like it? Let's get in there.
I think this one might be inside and just like kind of out in the open. Like they mix it up. Sometimes it's just like sitting on the ground inside the room, and sometimes you got to dig in the wall.
All right. But it's in there.
Still seeing below you. Oh, hit that switch. I bet it's in there.
There it is. All right. Is that the... Okay, so what are we still missing over here? Green orb? Up on that ship, maybe? How do I get up there?
Probably right up the wall of this one. Get a bunch of speed and then launch off backwards towards it. Or you'll just have to go up and around to those other spots. You can just ride straight up the wall. RPM saying that green orb is on a different island.
Okay, thank you.
You know what? This is not Halo. This is Echo Point Nova.
Hey, what's up, Rio? Sorry, my chat is a little behind. Hang on, let me refresh chat window real quick. Let's move this one over. Walk past it twice, the door. Yeah, I got it. Green orb is on a different island. Fuck is a kilometer? Eagle noises? Yo, I'm with you on that, bro.
You should probably just like go towards the arrows, and I would do scans you see along the way because they'll give you new perks and guns, and just like grab greens when you see them.
There we go. It's something under here. It's got to be in this. And it's up. Fucking bastard green orb. Like, you say up, but I've been up, dog. Oh, is it in this? Nope. Now it's below me. It's like in these stairs, maybe?
I think it's on that next island over.
Oh, like in there?
Yep.
Yeah, I could call.
Yeah, the scale of the map is kind of
Cool.
deceptive. Unless you're like standing right on top of it, it is actually kind of far away from you. So.
Okay, cool. Yeah, what is up, dog? Is this Halo? Yeah. I'm glad you addressed that, Tony. Yeah, this is Halo 8.
To be fair, the dev said that he tried to replicate the Halo Infinite grapple. That was like the main inspiration for the grapple because of the way the
Halo grapple is good.
Takes you the way that you're looking or something like that.
I definitely missed some shit in here.
Yeah, I believe the chest in this one is just like top center. It's kind of out in the open in the hallway.
Like up in here?
Yeah. Right there. Yeah. So those will open when you clear the guys. I think you just grab that agility orb through the floor. Nice.
Apparently. Cool, we did it. All right, so let's go on. I'm just kind of grabbing the things that I already went through. I can do something more interesting. So I think the collection stuff is really good in these fast travel points. Really good because this is giving me stuff to do that encourages the exploration gameplay, which is what I want to do when I'm zipping really fast with a grappling hook and a hoverboard and quad jumps and all that.
I want to say you should go to the
desert
and get there's this one where if you activate your hoverboard right before you hit the ground, you get a speed boost. And
yeah, I want that.
I feel like that might be one of these scans in the desert here. Probably that red one right
this
there.
guy.
Yeah. So
okay, let's go back over here. Let's do Bridgehead because I have this
RPM
one
might know better than me. So RPM, if you know where that one is, call it out. But I kind of remember picking it up in the desert. Oh, nice. Nailed it. He said it is that red one.
Oh my god, I'm so bad, chat. Let's not talk about that. Had bullet time on and everything. Just fucking whiff the shot. Whoa, okay. I'm getting wrecked. Let's go get some health. Let's do some pistola. I like this thing.
I do remember feeling like for the first half of the game, I wasn't really forced to like change guns a whole lot, but definitely later in the game, the fights get so long that like you start running out of ammo in one gun and have to change to another, similar to like Doom. So that starts to feel pretty good. Yeah, RPM, it's kind of funny that the dev considered all of the sequence breaking and stuff that you could do, because I feel like I accidentally beat one of the bosses before I was like supposed to, and then when I got to one of the dialogue points, they were just like, "Oh, I was gonna tell you to go take care of this boss, but it looks like you already did it, so good job." Yeah, but I think that's kind of okay. I kind of like those games where like if you know what you're doing, you can go straight to the end and stuff like that, but it's not always that clear the first time. So
Yeah, RPM, if you want to talk about your routing at all, I think Tony would probably be into that. Tony really likes speedrunning stuff. Oh boy, that hurt. Oh no. No. You have maps for a reason? Yeah. All right.
I saw that
Column
they
of
put
light.
out a level editor, and people are starting to make like surf maps and stuff. So that should be fun.
That's cool. I bet that's really fun in this game.
Yeah.
Okay, what the fuck was that?
I think you have the perk that maybe you don't have it yet. There's one that gives you like a heart when you ram somebody, and so that ends up being a good way to keep yourself alive too, and just continue to play super aggressively.
I will say, okay, so let's talk about encounter design. I think this encounter design is really soupy. You guys have heard me talk about that a little bit, and what I mean by that is enemies always kind of spawn in an area, and every single time they spawn, they kind of come from different directions. Don't fucking die. And that's not super great because cover kind of doesn't matter. And that is, there was this concept when I was working at Bungie in encounter design that I learned about enemy space, player space, and neutral space. Good encounters have enemies establishing their player space really well, and players establishing their space really well. And what I mean by that is like there's a safe area for me to fight from and take cover and like think about how I want to approach the enemy position. That doesn't exist and becomes soupy, meaning like I'm kind of going in every possible direction and just zipping around, and that feels less satisfying to a player when they clear out an encounter. It doesn't feel like you're using your brain so much as like you like there's no thought really. You know, I'm kind of just vibing and shooting stuff. So it becomes more of like a arcade, and I mean like physical arcade, like a fun house, you know, shooting gallery with like those little metal ducks and stuff like that. Shooting galleries can be fun, but if every encounter is a shooting gallery, it tends to be less satisfying for a player. So I will say their encounter design is pretty thin. Boss fights are a little bit different, but pretty much every boss fight that I've seen has a giant creature type thing moving around a very large area, and it's on a specific path. It doesn't deviate from that path. So there's not a lot of dynamism in the boss encounters. Dynamism is fun because it makes you think, it makes you consider all the tools in your kit, and then make good choices, right?
And yeah, it's like the combat becomes definitely pretty trivialized in my opinion from just being good at the movement at a point. Like if you keep moving, you'll effectively never die to some extent. But I don't really know a way around that because obviously that he wanted to design it to force you to move constantly and always be moving and utilize the movement to your advantage and stuff. But I don't know. I guess the alternate reality is like the combat is somehow designed to be a little more traditional and like on foot, and the hoverboarding is more traversal.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing would have been like, okay, so this is why Titanfall has the smart pistol. Because
So you can go
save
500 miles per hour and not aim.
exactly, and it still feels really satisfying. You get a little bit of a delay before you get to kill things because you have to lock on to stuff and like wiggle around your screen as you're doing your lock-ons and shit. But it feels good, and it doesn't. It feels like it's rewarding you for moving really quickly, if that makes sense.
Yeah, RPM, and I know it sounds like we're kind of hating, but that's really
Definitely
not
not
the point.
hating.
It's more just like we have been talking about this game constantly for like 2 weeks now, and it mirrors a lot of the things that we're trying to do in our VR game with like hoverboarding and exploration and stuff like that. And it's a really cool game, but we're just like, I guess, kind of like picking at the parts of it that we don't like because there are a lot of parts of it that we do. And we're trying to kind of, I guess, understand how we can benefit our own process from, learning from this one.
Sweet. Bridgehead is done. Let's go over to this one. I think that's the next spot I need to go to.
I actually haven't found a game that I've like bought and kind of grinded through the entire thing and had a really good time like I did with this game in a very long time. So it definitely, gets some points for that.
Do you know how to get to this island out here?
There's ground below you can jump off of. You're in the desert right now.
Yeah, but how do I get up?
There's wind pads under most of them, actually.
Oh yeah, and I have wind pad grenades, so
Yeah.
I can do that too.
Yeah, that little temple thing is wind pad. I found this to be kind of inconsistent. If you don't get it, then you just have to like jump right as you hit the wind pad. I don't know. It's kind of touchy, but one of them will make you go much higher than the other does. Was the last one the perk, or is this the perk?
Last one was perk point, I think.
Oh, okay, a hat. Yeah, nice. Okay.
Shit.
For what it's worth, I found, like SMG mag dumping those big guys works just as well as any other enemy. I don't think they have any sort of like armor or anything.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like they do.
Like health pool.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Uh-oh.
I miss that guy like every time. Just left, right, left, right. Horrible. Sorry for the low tier gameplay, chat. This guy's twerking over here. I do think the grenade launcher is pretty satisfying.
Well, I was reading today that when you get the RPG, supposedly you can grapple onto the rockets when you fire them.
Oh, that's
They'll pull
cool.
you along. I did not discover that while I was playing. I think I might have gotten the RPG after I beat the game, though. So just didn't end up in that place. I know you were talking about how hip firing seemed like it was just as viable as aiming, and that is true, but there are some guns that get aim down sight perks eventually.
Oh, okay. So there is a reason to ADS.
And also scopes, but yeah. Yeah, we were just kind of commenting initially that it kind of felt like the ADS was like cosmetic or optional to some extent, which it kind of is, but just a lot of games tend to implement something where like, you know, you get a accuracy downgrade or something if you're hip firing.
Yeah, like there's usually like a cone of accuracy or like, you know, shot bloom, stuff like that. And then when you ADS, it's much more accurate. Tony Glock.
Tony Glock, let's go. Oh, so that's not the perk that we were looking for, but Tony Glock is really good, dude. That one carried me. So that will reload the gun in your hand while you're wall riding. So you can be in the middle of a fight with your grenade launcher and just wall ride and fill it back up. Use that a lot. Oh, you got rocket start already too. Perfect. So rocket start, pull your board out right before you hit the ground. You get a speed boost. RPM said it a minute ago, but he said it's time for you to now jump, slam, and then use the hoverboard and repeat about 4 times until you're going Mach 9.5. So you can start going really fast very quickly by just like jump, slam, board, jump, slam, board, jump, slam, board.
My pinky is
You don't even
not...
really have to slam, but it just helps you get back on the ground quicker. I don't think you got it yet.
No. There it is.
There you go, right there. RPM says, this is why I binded slam to E. Yeah, I had it on a mouse button.
Yeah, my pinky is fucking slow mode. We're getting there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeet. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to a new spot. So we got that one.
So the
Maybe
big
watch out.
areas on the map are going to generally be kind of the bosses, and I'll probably go towards the arrows, keep moving the objectives along.
RPM links are totally cool in our Discord, but
Yeah,
we
let
have
me,
to.
I'll get that for you.
Yeah, we have to keep the links out of Twitch chat because bots. It really cuts down the bots.
I'm definitely interested in seeing the speed though.
Oh, green is above. Still above. There you are.
I remember having to do this jump RPM. It's so crazy. Took me a
Ow.
while to figure it out.
I appreciate you joining our Discord, RPM. Yeah, I hope you like it in there. If you work on games yourself, or you want any advice on how to make something, or you're just getting started, whatever, that's totally a great place to chat about those things. We really encourage it. If you want to share some of your speedrun stuff, that's also cool. It's all
We
about
hang out
community.
there and play games with people all the time. So.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We've got a community member, Omni Dynamic, and yeah, we play games with him often. Yeah, give me the ammo, bitch.
Tony Glock.
Where's the health, guys? Ah, fucking got me. Okay, we go again. Did I even hit the thing? No. Where's the column of light? I don't think I even hit the thing over here.
I was trying to figure out what Tony Glock is a reference to. Can't really find anything.
Isn't that the name of the guy who started Glock?
No,
His
that's
name is Tony.
Gaston Glock.
Right? Isn't that true?
No, I think that dude's name is like Gaston.
I mean, he's Australian. He's Austrian, but yeah.
Got some shrimp on the Barbie, mate.
Same shit.
No, I found like one video referencing GTA San Andreas that says something about Tony Glock, but that's like the only thing I can find on the internet about it. Either that or like Bing is just too woke and doesn't want to show me gun stuff.
It's like, I saw that you typed gun. I'm not going to answer any of those things.
Yeah, I'm typing like, what is a Tony Glock? And it's like, what is a Glock? It's like, no.
Oops.
That sound effect when your gun gets reloaded is pretty satisfying.
It is good. The
Yeah.
Down, huh? Still down, you say? I see you.
Oh man, that was a nice triple.
Oh my god. There we go. Bruh, get out of my fucking face, dog. Okay, what am I missing here? Oh, that's it. We did it. Hat. So Tony Glock just gives me ammo? That's great.
Oh yeah, it's so great. And I think it starts by putting it into the chamber too, which is extra handy.
So I'm writing on the ceiling. Let's go. Get me in there. Come on. Come on. You can do it, game. Get me in there. Yes.
Oh my god. Amazing.
So weird. Clever use of game mechanics. What else am I getting in here? Do I need anything else in here? I don't think I need anything else in here.
You have to check the map.
Hey, we did it. Okay, so that was all of Watchtower. Okay, so we got Watchtower.
Head towards one of the next big areas.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna pee again for the 9th time on stream. Not peeing on stream for the 9th time while streaming. But yeah, we'll be right back, chat.
Cool. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, I have an idea. We did the Shai Hulud snake boat boss thing, right? So you were saying the I watched you do the dragonfly. That didn't seem very fun. Where's like
I thought the one in the volcano was probably one of the better ones.
is that this one or is this the dragonfly? That's this one. That looks
That's
like a
that one.
lizard.
Yeah, that one I thought was good because with the dragonfly you gotta like get up in the air, and it was kind of the same with the what we do like a train or a boat or something. The lizard's on a wall. You can ride on walls. I don't know. It felt very fucking cool. You're like flying around and chasing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I go train station or do I like
I would pick the closest one to it and just work your way over. Yeah.
okay.
Just like probably do most of the scans along the way because you'll get new guns and perks and shit. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom now. I'll be right back.
Nice. Piss gang. That's the salamander. Has weird looking wing legs. Okay, cool. Echo Point Nova Jank, my beloved. Yeah, dude. You don't have to do that jump. Someone's like, oh my god, can't make it to this island. Yellow forest and use the ramp to jump over. Okay, cool. Let's see. Where's the yellow forest, bro? Is it like this direction? Off into the ice? Or am I like up here? Train station? Left side. Okay, so like way over here. No. Okay. I'm just zooming out. You tell me where to go. Near train. Okay, cool. So let's just go train, and then I'll work my way over. Hey, what's up, Burnout? Okay. Little Southwest and big old jump. Cool. Got you. Sweet. Agility orb through the wall. Love to see it. Okay, what direction am I pointed?
I'm back. Apparently, Burnout is very aroused.
Yeah. This is the game Tony was playing in Discord the other week. If you look towards the big old trees, about there. Okay, so kind of that way. Yeah, all right, we're going. Our new homie RPM was saying that this is a fast way over to the volcano.
We're going through the Lost Woods.
Yeah, okay, so I think I need to go that direction. There's a tiny little ramp, but since it has a boost thing on it, you get some big old speed. All right, cool. Am I in the right area? Let's see where the fucking volcano is first. Okay, so it's that direction. A little left. Okay. I'm gonna get out to this island. Is that it? That's got to be it.
All right, I'll read you the Omni poem. Here we go. It says, "Yo, step into the fractal grove where the patterns unfold, infinite spirals tighter than a lyrical hold. I'm cracking the code, Fibonacci mode, trees growing like my rhyme schemes overload."
Yo, let's fucking
Damn,
go,
that was
dude.
bars, Omni. Shit.
Yeah, let's go, Omni. He was like, Claude, write some bars. That was great, dude. I love that. I like how it started with yo. Okay, now just climb up and use the clouds to make it to the volcano. Perfect. We go and do it. Let's just scan here first.
Yeah, I remember over time first kind of being like, I don't want to do all the scans. It feels inconvenient to like starting to very much look forward to doing the scans because I got very good at the combat and had, you know, enough stuff unlocked that it was fun.
The combat is definitely the thing I enjoy the most about playing this right now.
Yeah, and it started for me the opposite. I was like, I just want to hoverboard around and like go fast. And then after a while, it was like, no, I want more stuff to shoot.
Ow. No, you bastard. That was me. I was bad. I was bad, chat.
I feel like I haven't seen you pull the shotty out in like a half hour.
Oh, good call. I should definitely pull the shotty out. Yeah, let's go shotty. Oh, you should check gun perks because I unlocked a bunch.
Yeah, you really do just kind of got to start playing like Doom too. Like shotty comes out when you're near people, and then you fly off the island and you pull the sniper out, and then you pull the shotgun back out, and yeah.
What did I get for this guy? Oh. Scope, increased rate of fire. Cool. Sounds good. What about the Bolty? All right, we're good.
Safety camo on everything.
Yup. Got that CS Nova skin. Or Nova Koi is what I was thinking. Wow. Wrecked. Or what was the other
RPM saying enemies here have more HP, so it might be more difficult.
Oh, that's okay. I'll just get good.
Do you have Slam Shockwave?
Do I have Slam Shotgun?
Shockwave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ends up being pretty handy too. Like especially for those bubble shields, it breaks them if you slam through them.
All right, we'll put the slam on. Try that. Melee is a viable strategy in this game. Okay, so like just hit him with the pick. Oh, geez, the range on that is insane.
And there's definitely perks that make you do more melee damage.
Yeah, I'm not worried. I'm bad.
The soupiness that you talked about really does kind of actually allow you to make the fights go the way that you want to some extent. Like if you don't want to go in here and do the close quarter stuff, then you can just never go in there and they'll kind of like come out and fight you and the spawns will stay outside. Whereas vice versa, you can go inside and not have to deal with all the like flying guys and stuff for the most part. So you can kind of just like choose your style in each fight.
That guy just killed me in 2 shots. All right, maybe we don't do this one until I level up a little bit or whatever. I feel like there's some bastards in the air. Yeah, that was the guy.
RPM says until I level up or whatever, and then immediately starts it up again.
That's classic me, by the way. Tony is not in the least surprised.
To be fair, like nothing is going to make your guns do more damage, so the only things you will get is more health and experience. So you do just kind of have to get good.
There. Ooh.
RPM says remember grenades. That is a very good advice. I do forget about them.
I don't think I have a grenade equipped, bro.
G.
Yeah, I was just hitting it.
Hit T.
1 second. I can't go into the menu.
Maybe it's like unequipped or something. Yeah. And next time you die, we'll look.
Not gonna die. I'm gonna beat this and then we'll use grenades. Yeah, get the fuck out of here, guy.
You only got 8 left. You're doing it. Battering ram shotgun is probably my favorite strat in the whole game. So whenever you're close to people, just mow them the fuck down. Come on. Oh.
Easy. 4th time. Oh, that's fun. Okay, I like that. P90.
Yeah, and it starts with an optic too, which is nice.
Very cool. Yeah, we're using that instead of the MP5 now. Let's go. What was I looking at? Grenade. Yeah, there we go. I didn't have anything on. We'll go Semtex.
But you can swap between them by hitting T at any time. So you
Got it.
Yeah, and you kind of have to later in the game, but go look at your perks real quick before you keep going too.
Yeah, good call. I'm gonna do a little bit of the old Tony Glock.
The ground pound you should turn on for sure. And you have enough for both. Just turn both of those on. Or the
Any adrenaline?
The ramming speed is the one I was talking about though. So what's trauma team?
It gives me health when I ram. So
Okay,
I probably want to
you want that one for sure. Just get extra ramming speed when you can. But
yeah, well, let's turn that off and turn that on instead.
well,
Then I'll
the
just
combination
more
of
perk
those
points.
will like keep you alive. So I almost want to say turn off something else and turn that back on. But that one just is a lot of points. So you just need to find more hats.
Okay, space heater is too hot. All right, let's see. Where the fuck was I going?
Volcano.
That way?
Yep.
Wait, it's that way?
I think both
Yeah.
are gonna take you there.
Yeah, it's like that thing.
You will hit spots where like you're supposed to have like an ice power so that you can climb the lava that you don't have yet. So we'll just have to make sure we don't go the way that needs that. RPM says unintuitive, but you want to go southeast. It's way easier.
Oh, okay. Well, I went the wrong way. So we're going the wrong way first, bro.
I think you'll be okay. Like you get this ice power that makes it so you can touch the lava spots, but like I ended up not really using it and just kind of trying to avoid the lava. And the lava just does a little damage. You'll be fine. You're a gamer.
Yeah, we're all right. We're gaming. Ah! I'm guessing that's Big Volcano.
Yeah, exactly. RPM says remember you can use clouds too.
Clouds.
Yeah, your grappling hook will grab clouds.
Okay, interesting. I'm assuming I'm still going the right way.
Yeah, just kind of work your way left, I think. And if you touch lava again, you're gonna die.
Yeah. Trying to get right.
Blue thing will full heal you. Nice, that was clean.
Ah, give me the thing.
Yeah, I feel like the grapple distance is not very consistent. There's times where it feels like it goes way farther than others.
All right, is that where I'm going? No, it's that. Okay,
Yeah.
so I do need to go that way though.
You gotta go across that little island bridge you can see.
Bro.
Walking around the Christmas tree, bro.
Yup. Ow, come on. Oh, come on. All right, and then out there? Yeah. That is very weird that you can grapple those.
The professor guy in one of the dialogues said something about how he like figured it out right before they left on their trip.
Well, I bet he did. I bet he figured everything out.
Yeah, Burnout, you were watching me fight the like last boss basically, but it was a pretty cool game.
Oh, I'm going back for that. I'm doing the speedrun route? Hell yeah. How fast can you beat the game in RPM? Yo, Fractal Grove hoodie would be so sick.
We're working on it right now, actually, Burnout. It's coming really soon. You want a pullover or a zip? And I'm serious, like we haven't really like figured out exactly what we're gonna sell yet, but if there's something that you actually want, then we will make sure to sell that. So
Yep. Okay, this lizard boss is definitely cool.
I thought this was probably the best one. Yeah.
Ow. Ow. Don't die.
And if I remember correctly, when you destroy a red ball, it also takes out all the turrets in that segment. But that maybe that's not this boss. Maybe that's just a different boss when like the segments disappear.
Ooh,
Yeah,
wrecked.
Must not be this one then.
Okay, that was fucking weird. I just
Whoa.
take collision with the thing. I don't even know what I'm skating on right now. We'll just go up. Chad, is this real?
Your orientation is so weird right now.
All right, cool.
Okay,
We're in
man.
there. Oh my god.
Peace out, Bernie. Good luck.
Later, brother. Nothing is real. Oh, don't die. Don't die. Go in the mouth. Okay, no more red circles. All right, we're going across. What the
Oh.
fuck? That thing killed me? Okay.
Got you through the wall or something, yeah.
Need to get in those legs. So after I get the first 4, I need to get the legs. Okay, well, I don't want to go into the eye, but we're in here now. Bro. What? How did that guy kill me? I shot him in the back of the head.
Don't forget about your slam too. Basically, anytime you're above an enemy, if you slam them, they can't even fight back because they get like tossed.
Okay, that was the very end of the tail.
Ooh.
Yeah. Crazy splash damage on those turrets.
Yeah, the rocket ones for sure.
That one got me. Fuck. Okay, so going in the front is definitely the better choice.
I feel like the run that I won, I may have literally just kind of done sweeps and killed all of the turrets before I started doing anything because I was kind of running into the same situation. RPM says, if you see an enemy, grapple next to it and make it eat some hammer.
Okay.
I never remembered to use the melee, so. Above you.
Damn it.
RPM says the lame way is to wall ride and snipe the orbs down.
No worries, bro. I got this.
Vince doesn't do the lame way.
You fucking bastards. All right. I'm guessing those flying guys just keep respawning the whole time.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's go get all the turrets. The middle section by the back legs is where I was having the issues, I think. So I got the front part just fine. I think I'm just dallying too long in the middle. All right, we're going in.
I like the Balatro noises when you shoot the orbs.
No, we're not fucking with those guys anymore. We're out of here. Okay, so now I get to the leg part. Oh, I'm at front legs now. Oh, bro.
Slam, slam, slam. There you go. Oh.
All right, so getting on the outside was bad. The tail and midsection is definitely where I'm struggling. I'm going to go for the... Jesus. I'm going to go for the tail and midsection.
It's possible that the belly side doesn't have too many guns on it either if you ever need a reprieve.
That was fucking annoying.
No, neither of us has played Severed Steel before RPM. I know that's the dev's other game, right?
Yeah, we've not played it. So I feel like that strategy was less successful, but I'm learning how to get into those legs. Those legs are a fucking pain in the ass. I feel like I almost want to just stay on the outside and go straight for the legs. That was not where I fucking told you to grapple, but we're okay. All right, we're going to the wall. We're going in the mouth. We need to get that lower leg. Let's get lower leg and then go into the mouth. Oh yeah, haven't used this at all. Oh, come on, not like this. Give health. There we go. Okay, what do I have? That leg left? Why won't you die? What? Fuck you, game. Let me grapple. All right, we got to go back around. Not going to chase this stupid thing. You fucking piece of shit. What was that fucking whack ass movement of the leg? Like right as I get to it.
I think you should be able to catch up with it.
Guess we'll find out.
You can always go up to the top and kind of like right along the rim too.
There we go. Gotcha, bitch. Please give wall. There we go.
So Combust is super OP because now you can dig through any surface, including metal, by just hitting your grenade button, and you don't really have to use your pickaxe anymore.
Nice.
It also helps you like get air and some other things, but yeah.
Yeah, I was going for the trick shot RPM when I was trying to shoot it from the wall. Ow. All right, let's survey this. Check our perks and our guns and stuff. Okay, so you just throw it like a grenade.
It kind of like is like a ball on the end of your hand, and you kind of like move forward. Just hit G. You'll see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
But you can also like jump in the air and hit it, and it'll like pull you forward. Yeah. And you can use it like 5 times before your little like meter thing runs out. So
it's the blue meter.
Yeah. But I realized like later game that it just kind of means like you can just beeline straight through entire islands and stuff now because it digs really fast.
Nice.
Is it time to call it?
Yeah, I feel like it might be time to call it.
Yeah, I mean you're welcome to keep going, but it is 4 o'clock now.
I could do one more boss, but I feel like I saw the worm, I saw the lizard, I saw the
Dragonfly is gonna be
dragonfly.
snow boss, and then there's like I think there's just one more after that. It's like the final encounter.
All right, so we did the sand one. I know what the dragonfly is because I saw you do it. So it's those 3 and then one final boss?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'd rather call it because I have to go fight dragonfly and that looked not fun.
Okay.
Yep. What were you saying, RPM, with viewers? Like, are you saying like
to get in and carry you to the end?
I was shooting the jetpack of an enemy. Why won't you die? Yeah, exactly. Why won't you die? Yeah, we don't actually stream for a super long time when we do stream. We usually just stream for about 2 hours. So, it would the reason why we stream is to build a community for the studio and what we are making, but also all of the funds from the stream go directly into the business. So it's not like beer money or anything, like it goes into purchasing licenses for tools, web server hosting, all kinds of shit like that. So, yeah, check out our links. Appreciate you coming through and chatting. Like it's really awesome having you here. Especially for, this game, and like you're a big part of that community is very cool. So we really appreciate that. But we play a lot of different kinds of games. I would say if you're thinking about what we do for gameplay content, which is Thursday streams, it's closer to like variety streaming, but the slant that we put on it is from a game developer's perspective and talking about design. So I have talked a bit about how this game is a bit soupy. But okay, so one of the things that I wanted to say was like all the Sky Islands are really interesting in that they don't necessarily play well with the surfing mechanics because you're mostly in the air. So you're mostly flying. So that made me go like, well, why are we even surfing in the first place? Right. Like they break that up a little bit with big areas like, huge desert. So if I like go over here, yeah, we'll just go over here and check out the desert area. that's really good. And that's where I started to see like, oh, I'm underground. Let's go above ground. Yeah, we'll go bridgehead. It's really good to have big areas like this underneath all the things, especially with like these dunes and carving, because like that's really fun. So I think they would have been benefited by having more discrete chunks of land in biomes over Sky Islands. But I feel like the reason why you need a grapple hook is because of the Sky Islands, right? And the reason why you need quad jump is because of the Sky Islands. The reason why you need, some of these other things are because of the Sky Islands. And Tony brought up a point that he was watching an interview with the developer, and he was saying, he just took inspiration from a lot of different games that he enjoyed, and that shows. So I guess the point that I was trying to make is like, when we're talking about Hyperskate and what player verbs are, like shooting guns or double jump or like wall riding, what things fit best with the pillars we have of exploring and riding a board like this in VR at 300 miles an hour. And shooting doesn't necessarily fit. Shooting is fun and it's cool, but we've decided like we don't know how shooting fits into the game. And if you shoot, like maybe you want to be standing still and not surfing, right? Or like doing some minor move mechanics. The problem is that shooting in VR and FPS controls in VR feel weird and they don't feel great. But if you're surfing and you're sitting in a chair, that feels really awesome. So we need to make sure any features we add to the game fit in with that core concept of like zooming around in a huge world on a board with your buddies is really fun. So shooting probably doesn't fit into those ideas. So thinking about, here's another good example. Digging is weird. Like, why is there like a Minecraft mechanic in this? Don't get it. It's the opposite of zooming around. Like I come to a standstill and like start digging through. So
yeah, that's one of the ones that kind of maybe stands out more, is like I figured out how to make this terrain deformation system in Unreal, and here we go. Yeah,
and that's okay. Like
that's
there's
fine, yeah.
nothing wrong with it. It's just it's less of a cohesive game vision, and you're like, oh, I can dig. That's weird. And that's the point that I'm making. When I go, I can dig. That's weird. That takes me out of just doing this. Grappling around, zooming. Like in that's what it feels like is kind of the core part of the game, is me doing this, just zipping and like, doing, as Burnout says, mock Jesus, right? Like that's fun. That's cool. And I think every part of gameplay should really just emphasize that and make this more fun. It doesn't hurt that the shooting mechanics are really good. Like they are. It feels great to shoot guns in this game. Where it hurts it and pulls it apart a little bit is shooting guns at Mock Jesus feels weird. And that's where you need adrenaline, right? That's where you need like bullet time. And yeah, that's painting yourself into a corner as a designer and going like, I really want this one feature, so I have to develop a couple supporting features to make this work within the greater context of the game. That is, I think, like a more senior game designer type of lesson that you learn just from making things. And I'm sure that the dude who made this is only going to get better. I mean, this is pretty high quality. I will say,
dude who shipped two, like, acclaimed games at this point. So, we can't talk too much, but just
yeah. And I'm not trying to say it's bad either. I'm just
absolutely
saying like this is where it shows like he's a little junior and inexperienced in that regard. Like totally okay. It's absolutely fine. But yeah. So I think that's my point. And I was trying to like illustrate that a little bit. The game is fun. What was the price for it? Like $25? I feel like that's a good value proposition, honestly. Like $25 for what, like 10 hours of gameplay?
It took me like right at 12. But I took my time and did just about everything.
Yeah. That seems good to me, honestly. That's pretty fair. Great for PvP. Yeah, some of the artifacts require the digging feature. That's what I mean. Like Dude wanted to probably hide them in some, geo and make it a little bit of a scavenger hunt. Totally okay. I'm not sure how the scavenger hunt in that regard works. Like, I probably would have gone with a complex series of tunnels or something, and you can stay surfing and you don't ever have to dig. So that's what I would do, is be like, well, it's here. You got to find the entrance to it, right? Like, that's probably how I would have done it instead. Just because, like, I wouldn't want to put the dig mechanic in, because I think it doesn't fit with the rest of the really good gameplay, which is zipping around and, hitting jumps and flying through the air. Like, that's super fun. So yeah, I think I've kind of belabored the point now.
Yeah, I would just say, like, to compare it to some of the things we talk about doing for Hyperskate that, like, I wish were maybe in this game that aren't, is like replayability to some extent. Like, they do give you the ability to go back and like do the fights again, and you could just explore and collect all of the things. But like, I don't know, something we talked about with Hyperskate is more like doing time trials and having stuff to do, just like hanging out with your friends, like we've talked about being really important. And just there, once you finish this game, like, it seems like the most fun thing to do would be to like start it over and see how fast you could beat it and stuff like that, which is cool. But it just would really benefit from some, I don't even know, like, more casual component to it, I guess, on top of everything else. But
honestly, just a racing mode would be really cool.
Racing mode would be cool, 100%. Yep.
Like, I feel like racing would fit really well, especially if you're racing in multiplayer. And you could do like a racing while gunning thing. So imagine if your checkpoint isn't going through a gate, but driving in a way, or skating in a way that you can shoot a thing, like ripping along this wall, shoot that way, and then like I keep going. And if you don't shoot, like you miss your checkpoint. Like, that seems like
or there's like a door that
too.
doesn't open, so you can't go. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, stuff like that.
And that again is stuff we have still probably talked about for Hyperskate, that we just have to figure out how to make it work. But that's definitely more along the lines of the stuff we've talked about.
Totally. All right, let's do the scan, and then we'll call it.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily mean like replayability when I say that. I just mean like long-term playability almost. Like, I don't want to replay it. I just want like more stuff to do, or not even necessarily stuff to do, but just like reason to keep playing it without having to start over and hang out with my friends and stuff.
Yeah, show off the cool things you unlocked.
Yeah. Yeah, like, it does have this like cosmetic system that kind of mirrors some of the stuff that we've talked about, but there didn't feel like a ton of reason for it other than just like, hey, look, friends, I have a silly hat.
Can I get this thing back? I really want to shoot him in that top thing. There we go. $14. Oh boy. Please give health. Oh, come on. All right, we go again. Where was the thingy? There it is. Oh, you bastard. All right, we're going to float around and do the grenade launcher more. That was working. Not like this. Come on. Oh, game crash? Game crash. All right, that's the end of the stream.
There it is.
Okay, so sorry, I didn't see. I think he's got racing in the works. Hold on a sec. You get to be Maurice? Who's Maurice?
RPM did share a roadmap image in Discord that said in Q4 he's doing Steam Workshop support, gameplay balancing, and quality of life improvements. And then 2025 and beyond, time trials, third-person mode, tactical mode, challenge islands, style/stunt system, rogue mode, new game plus, more weapon, enemy perk, cosmetic types.
Oh, the Ultra Kill guy. Sweet. Yeah, Ultra Kill's great. I definitely, so I'll say this. I do see some similarities between Echo Point Nova and Ultra Kill, and I prefer Ultra Kill because it has much tighter encounter design because you're inside of these spaces. There's a couple levels where that falls down. There was like a nighttime level where you're kind of like going through the dark in this weird maze with some trees and shit, and they like turn red and start glowing with all the blood they absorb. And I thought that level design wasn't super good because I'm in the dark and I have to backtrack a bunch, and it was really easy to get lost. And so I didn't enjoy that. But I think that was pretty much the only level I felt that way about. Everything else was super well thought out in terms of what types of enemies spawn, where they spawn in the room, what the player can use for like, air quotes cover, because Ultra Kill's not really a cover type of a game. It's meant to be, you're supposed to be super aggressive, right? But the geometry in each of the encounters supported that play style. So you could like zip around and get behind a thing and then like pop out from behind it with like a wall jump and then shotgun blast the thing in the head and like heal yourself because you're right on top of it. Like that was awesome. That felt super good. I think that's all I've got. Tony, do you have any parting thoughts?
No. I think we've talked a lot today. So
Yeah.
got all of our thoughts out.
Yeah, thank you for coming through. I really
Appreciate you coming through,
you.
RPM.
Yeah, if you could drop us a follow, it would actually help us a ton. The most important would be a YouTube sub. We're close to AdSense revenue. We still need about 200 subs, but you need 1,000 before you can get AdSense revenue. So we're close to that. We simultaneously stream YouTube and Twitch every time we stream. So we really hope that you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you next week on Wednesday. We'll be talking about probably Hyperskate and getting more into game dev. And then on Thursday, we'll play a game. So if you have a suggestion, something you want to see us play or talk about, like we definitely do that with the community too. Anna, one of our biggest supporters, she requested that I play Tiny Glade, and I tried to remake, what was it? Kanehurst Castle from Bloodborne. Yeah. And I tried to make that in Tiny Glade. The whole reason I played Ultra Kill is because of Artificial Sky. He wanted to see me play it, so he hooked it up, gave me Ultra Kill, and we played that on stream. That was a really fun series. I want to say that was like 3 weeks or something like that. I only played on stream, so that was really fun. I very much enjoyed that. Tony was doing Half-Life, so next week we might return to Half-Life because Tony
going on Half-Life.
Yeah, Tony was going to play Alex and Half-Life 2. So, and he played Half-Life 1 in VR. You'd want to see Severed Steel. Nice. Okay, cool. Yeah. If you're hanging out and that's something you want to see, like definitely, I appreciate you joining the Discord and everything. That's kind of the requirement that we have is like, if you want to see us play a game, or whatever, you got to at least be following and subbed and all that stuff and in the Discord. So awesome. Really, really happy to have you, RPM. Everyone else, thank you, regulars. Thank you, Anna. Thank you, Artificial Sky. Thank you, Burnout. Everyone else that came through the stream today, you guys are awesome. So, yeah, we'll hope you guys have a good
next week.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.